These niggas chasing me like waterfalls. Keeping on my truck, look like bricks.
Hey, Bookie.
Hey, how we doing?
Hey, how y'all doing? How you doing, Justin?
I am doing fine. It has been a interesting week. So much has transpired since our last live stream, since we broke the internet. But this weekend has been good. I don't know how we went from 40 degrees to 80 degrees in less than 12 hours, but you know, climate change, global warming, all of that, she's here knocking on our door.
Mm-hmm. And now we're back up to like 40 degrees, back down. I can't.
Yeah, it's supposed to get to 85 today.
It don't feel like that. I went outside. I went to the gym. It don't feel like that in Atlanta at all.
Wow.
Yeah, it don't feel like that at all. I'm dying. I'm slow. I'm killing me softly with pollen.
Girl, baby, these trees is letting it loose, child.
Listen, I thought Atlanta was one thing, but I went to DC over the weekend, and yesterday I spent the entire day and night in bed because that DC pollen is 10 times worse. So I'm sorry, y'all, if I sound nasally. I'm sorry. But yeah. Somebody said, girl, it's 80 degrees outside. Is it? I went outside.
It's literally 80 degrees. It's literally 80 degrees.
It don't feel like it. I went out this morning to go work out. I went to the gym at my 8:45 class, and it was cold. So maybe I need to go back out.
The first thing this morning? Oh yeah, it was a little chilly because it was low last night.
Yeah, it was chilly outside. Like, so I don't know, child, but DC pollen, baby, I don't know what the fuck they got in them trees.
The Potomac trees.
Yeah, and I was in Potomac last night. So one of my friends, he is a very, very, very successful lawyer. His wife is a very, very successful homemaker, and they have their home. Mind you, I love Real Housewives of Potomac, but none of the girlies have the home I just left. And I was like, I was asking her, like, what would you think about, she's like, hell no. She's like, anybody who's Potomac, like, they're not trying to do that. Like, they're not. And I heard someone else say that too. They're like, no, they're not trying to do that. So I was like, all right, well, that's why we're not getting no. Anyway.
We ain't getting the real.
We're getting the real child.
Hating over this. That's what we
right. But all right, let's get into it. Y'all know King of Reads. Please tell the people where to follow you, Justin.
You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikToks, YouTube, King of Reads. I think the only thing where it's just like I don't think it's just King of Reads is Instagram, but the King of Reads everywhere.
Okay.
But yeah, we might be doing a transition. We might be formal calling me Justin J, but y'all know me, Justin J, King of Reads, the King of Reads, the mess talker.
Wait, Justin, you frozen.
Oh, am I frozen?
It's given.
Oh, girl.
Let it go. Let it go.
Why am I always having issues? Let me fix it real quick.
Not my connection disconnected. Not my line suspended. Hold on. Lord, I think he had to leave real quick. He gonna come back. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go. Let it go.
Why do I have issues? That is so wild to me.
Okay.
Is it unfrozen?
It's still frozen, baby. Not my line suspended.
Girl, I never have these issues. Like, this is wild to me.
What is going on?
I have no idea because all of my stuff is working.
My line suspended. You want to come out and come right back in?
Yeah, let me log off and come right back, child.
Okay. All right. Ooh, Lord. Right on in. Not out, but in. I told y'all I was having technical difficulties and y'all don't want to, it's cool. But anyway, while Justin gets his stuff together, I do want to mention y'all my woocation. We are going to Ghana. So let me go ahead and just remind y'all of that really, really quickly. Okay, we are going to motherfucking Ghana. What's going on my website? Not my line suspended. Hold on. Lord have mercy. I can't even bring up I'm trying to bring up my Ghana website since you was having a little
technical difficulties.
But it's not even giving me my Ghana website, child. Well, listen, you all can go on to Woocation in Ghana.sortedchalet.com. It's actually going to be in my description box for those of you guys who want to join me. I am going to Ghana for Dirty December. It's going to be a time will be had. All right. Let's get into, as Justin says, the tea for today.
The tea for today, child.
Okay. So in our last live, we did discuss the grand opening and the grand closing of Kenya Moore Hair Spa. We did talk about how Kenya, Kenya, please.
Kenya and her antics, and I really thought that Kenya was going to do a better job with her transition out, but her antics on social media have gotten out of control.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's been taking shots at Andy.
Yep.
She's been taking shots at other folks, at Portia,
at Cynthia.
Portia said, "Girl, I'm not your enemy."
Right.
I'm not your enemy. So not only that, Nene stepped into the chat.
Yep.
Because Kenya seemed to forget that she made comments about Nene's departure on the show, and that the network was no longer interested in working with Nene.
Yep.
And now the message is clear.
Yeah.
The message is clear.
This is what Nene had reposted. Let me just bring it up for everybody who didn't see it. But let me see if I can. Okay, so here is what. Hold on, child. Lord, we're gonna get this together, Lord. We're gonna get this together, child. But here's what Nene posted.
It clearly means that the network is sending you a message. You're not as important as you think you are. The message is very clear. Either the network feels that you're still a valuable asset on the show, or they don't, and you're replaced or phased out, and you just have to move on. It clearly means that the network is.
And when Kenya was making those moments, when Kenya was making those comments, what were those comments referring to?
Exactly. When Kenya was doing an interview.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was about. I think this was. I don't know what season, but this was Nene's last season. Like, it was understood she was not coming back. Yeah. So I don't know what season Nene left, but
season 13, I think.
Whenever the lawsuit situation happened.
Yeah.
Whenever that lawsuit that Nene filed, I think that was around that time.
Yeah.
Because Nene was dealing with the pushing in the closet situation that happened, and she was suspended for a couple of episodes. Then she didn't finish the reunion. That was during the pandemic. Yep. Because they had the virtual reunion. Mm-hmm. And that was a tough season.
Sold her laptop.
Like, that's when she
Portia told what's her name that her titties was social distancing.
She said, "Man, your titties are social. Don't come for me." My girl Portia came a long way from like those little elementary reads. Yep. You have attacked every woman on the sofa. Yeah. We're bringing props now. Right. We're bringing props now. I don't know what accent Portia was going through with that, but we're bringing your breast smells like a septic tank, bitch. Like, she was Like, I don't know what my girl was doing.
Listen, she was bringing it. And so
Right.
Mimi chimed in. You also said Portia was like, girl, I'm not your enemy. Portia actually revealed that she tried to talk to the network and get Kenya her job back. She also in her video revealed that there's a housewife that tried to get Portia fired 3 times. Portia revealed that there was a housewife that tried to get Kenya fired 3 times. And we're going to reveal who that housewife is. Allegedly.
You know who that housewife is? Ooh, child.
Allegedly.
Child.
Allegedly. Yeah. Allegedly. But so far, all my alleged tea has been what?
Accurate.
Very accurate. Thank you so much. Now, what else transpired? So at the last time when we were talking about Kenya's pistols and porn off salon opening, Miss Pistols did show up and she apologized.
Miss Pistols is yes. Miss Pew Pew Pew, whips and chains.
Miss Pew 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 showed up. She apologized. She had flowers. She had a card. And once Miss Pistols made her way out of the salon, it was so weird because then that's when Miss Porn came through. And she's like, well, let me show y'all her porn. Even though she ain't here no more. Who is this hoe?
Who is it? It's me.
I love when you say, who is this hoe? Though. Justin, say it.
She says it so quick. Who is this hoe? Who is this hoe? Now they changed it this episode to who is this girl?
Yeah.
Who is this girl?
Mm-hmm.
Who is this girl? They're trying to clean it up.
Yeah.
But watching it, I watched it again. It's bad as it's worse to like watch it again because you see Portia was triggered.
Yeah.
Portia said she felt like she did it at reunion. Let me get out of here. I'm exiting stage left. When she told cut the camera, she was serious.
She was serious.
They knew that it was bad before production stepped in.
Yeah, they did.
Before the alleged lawsuits and all of that, they knew it was bad. For Portia to leave, Portia walked out. Everybody else walked out because they knew it was bad. Like they knew it was bad. And then I feel like Kenya ended it early because of that. Now, what's funny is the folks who don't have a story who want to be on the show were still there standing with Kenya. You had Monyetta. Oh, Monyetta. Monyetta was like, Monyetta's so thirsty, she would take a grapefruit instead of a peach to be on the show. It's so bad, Monyetta. Like, you look so thirsty.
Wait. I actually love Monyetta.
I do too.
I love Monyetta. And they've screened Monyetta, I think, for 2 seasons. I just, in my humble opinion, I feel like if a show screens me and I don't make it, I'm not coming back to nothing they filming.
Period.
Everybody don't feel that way.
Little events and stuff. But Monyetta staying around, it just looked thirsty. And I have a lot of respect for Monyetta. I think she's a good turn-up time. I think she's fun. She's fun. But I don't know. And then you had Drew not giving us a storyline, but just eating. Like Drew was just there. Drew was just there. Like Drew is the employee that she's always punctual. She's always on time, but you don't know if she actually does it like a good job. Like, is she actually doing a good job? Like, she's there on time, but it doesn't make a difference. She's the last one to leave. She's the first one there, but it's like we still ain't getting no work done. Like, what's going on? Like, Drew, I love you. I love you, Drew. I love you, Drew. But sister, like, they were standing right next to Kenya. And what's funny is Kenya don't even, if it was the other way around, Kenya would not have been there.
No.
Kenya was left with the has-beens. No shit.
Okay. No. I want to talk about the tea that we broke too, right? I want to go back. Hold on. I want to go back to the scene Hold on.
Who doing?
Now, just so you know, too, when the camera panned to Monyetta was not having it.
He wasn't.
Let me see if I could hold on. Let me see if I could share.
It was different from when that camera panned to the investigative team.
Monyetta wasn't having it. Even Akilah was laughing, but she was still like,
yeah, she was like,
she's still clutching her purse, like she was clutching her pearls, like what's going on? But we already established who wasn't. Who is this? We already established who wasn't clutching their pearls, okay? And if you guys want to watch that last live, you can. But we were able to point out that Ming Lee did not clutch her pearls at all. Like she didn't clutch her pearls at all, and she was very like, Shout out to Bossip for citing us too. Bossip cited our live about it.
They did.
But immediately after that live made its rounds, Ming Lee started denying it. You had Funky Dineva who picked it up too. And he said he was hearing about Ming Lee too, and she was like, she was denying it. So then you had Brit come forward, and I just want to get your thoughts on this because honestly, I haven't gotten your thoughts on this exchange between her and Brit. Okay. So you have Brit who said the internet didn't tell Kenya anything. Now this came because in the previous, there was a previous comment where Ming Lee told a commentator that she didn't tell Kenya anything. It was the internet that told Kenya Brit's information. And Brit was like, the internet didn't tell Kenya anything because where is it all over the internet? Nowhere. Ming told me herself in a drunken night at an event in Miami for a whole hour. She has saved explicit images of me in her phone, saved for a rainy day. Very weird to admit to. She ain't innocent either. Can't help we dated the same people. So then you have Ming Lee come in and she says, I wasn't drunk. And what I said verbatim was, if I had given those pictures or videos to Kenya, it would have been the ones I have in my phone of you at the party. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those are not on the internet, nor have I ever shared or shown them to anyone. And I've had every phone since 2011. She even goes on to take a picture of all the phones she's had, which I feel like, why are you going so hard? First of all, why do you have pictures of her in your phone, period?
That's the question I'm asking. Why are you walking up to someone and say, girl, I got some pictures of you in your phone? Like, I have pictures of you. If you don't want this out.
Right. Right.
Give it very much love and hip hop.
Because why did you have you ever had explicit pictures of someone in your phone? Like, well, I've had, unless it was somebody who you who you had relations with, right?
Unconsented pictures, right? No, even when those make the rounds online, I don't want to see them. Like, I have a very specific amount of people I follow on Twitter. They will never retweet the post. They will never retweet or post that. They might say something to speak on it, but they will not retweet that and post that. I am very anti when celebrities stuff is leaked, people start sharing it. I think that's disgusting. Yeah. That is that's really messed up. But to say you have pictures of someone, there is no way that, I don't care what someone does to you, what you do in response speaks to your character. Yeah. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't see that. I don't even see me coming and saying I will release some pictures. So the very thought that you would do that to somebody, and you don't want us to believe that, I didn't release those pictures. You can't be trusted because you're also somebody who said that you will do it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I can trust you. That your credibility is kind of shot. The fact, because your first response said, girl, I would never do nothing like that. Yeah, I would never do nothing like that. But you said, first of all, I wasn't drunk. So, girl, you just
right. So you were sober? Like, at least if you were drunk, you just talking shit. Yeah. At least if you were drunk, we could be like, oh, okay. No, you were sober. You soberly walked over to Miss Pistols and told Miss Pistols that you have pee of her in your phone. In your phone.
Unconsented corn.
Unconsented pee of her in your phone.
Now,
what was your intentions with that? We all know that, like I said in my last live, I'll say it again. We all know that they were looking. Here's another thing. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, right?
Come on, Jessie.
And me saying that they were looking at Ming to be a housewife, that's me giving her a lot of grace, because I was told by a very reliable source that every time she came around, other housewives, there was Kenya would ask for her to get mic'd, and production would be like, no, we're not interested. There was literally.
I think production probably already knew who she was anyway, though.
They knew what they were working with. They knew what we were working with. They were working with, and also there were complaints that came from other housewives when it came to her very early on. So production already was like, no, we're not interested. We're not interested. Can she get a mic her up, mic her up? There were 2 wives who would ask production to mic her up, and production was like, no, we're not interested. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. Okay. So when we say they were screening you, that's a lot of, that's courtesy, because they weren't screening you. They did not want you. They already knew what you were there to do, which we're going to get into when it comes to another housewife too. Production already knew what she was trying to bring to the table. Yeah. And it sucks because all this, I think it's necessary to discuss all these things because it gives context as to why Brit said she felt she was targeted and she felt she was hazed. You don't really see it from Kenya. Okay? You don't really see it from Kenya, especially on camera. But when you're putting all the pieces together, I'm going to say allegedly, but let's just be fucking real. You had those pictures. The pictures are not on the internet. We heard Brit in this episode say she had the internet scrubbed from pictures when she was in high school.
Yeah,
she had the internet scrubbed. If the pictures were online the moment that girl was announced as a housewife, Housewives fans would have posted it.
Yeah, it would have been trending.
It would have been trending. Y'all would have posted it.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Especially the way Twitter is now.
Yeah.
You can type in somebody's random name and it will say leak under it on Twitter. So if it would have been circulating online, there would have been something.
Yeah.
I would have heard about it. I probably wouldn't have seen it, but I would have heard about it.
Yeah.
One of them Twitter accounts would have reposted it. It would have been a conversation. Still, after the episode has aired, I've still not seen the picture.
Still.
If it's that online.
Where are they?
Where are the pics? So it's not supporting what Ming Lee is trying to say, that those pictures are all on the net. They're not on the net.
No.
We've not seen them.
No.
Like, honestly, I haven't even seen the recordings from the actual event online, to be honest, either.
And that's another thing I wanted to kind of touch on too, because we're going to get into this. We're going to get into this episode. But remember, there was a moment where there was a cardboard that said insurance fraud hoe.
Yes, I saw that.
Okay, there was a cardboard that said insurance fraud hoe. This was a still from her actual opening, which we're going to get into when we talk about the episode. But I think all this, I feel like context is very important, because then you understand. Then you start to understand. And I'm not saying that Miss Pistols was right for saying she has pistols and whips. As a matter of fact, I cannot wait till this shit is over, because Real Housewives is not supposed to be about pistols and porn. Take me out of here. This is not Real Housewives. Yeah, pistols and porn. That's not what I watch Real Housewives for. I watch Real Housewives for wealth. I watch Real Housewives for Black women having fun, having a good time, light shade, getting money, getting niggas. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm watching Housewives for. I'm not watching Housewives for pistols and porn. No.
We
I just
use our
make
words.
that clear. Yeah. I
you
just want to
got
make
businesses.
But even when you look at this was from the actual salon opening. There's a lot more to the speech that Kenya made that we didn't get to hear.
Yeah. And some people are saying that might go on further for the rest of the season, from what I'm seeing. The conversation about the insurance fraud.
Right. Because she was coming for her business. She was saying, hey, you're an actual fraud. You know, even in this, which to be honest, let me tell you something. If Kenya would have left it there, okay.
Period.
Okay. Now that's still weird. That's still weird to do at your event.
Still is.
But okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. She's a fraud. Okay, but you're doing it at your event. Okay.
Yeah. I think that goes to the bar none. Like, you talk about somebody's business not being legit.
Exactly.
That's the shade.
That's the shade.
Is your business legit? And I would have just screamed had it been that, because honestly, Brit doesn't give me that her whole story to get into insurance didn't really make sense to me when she told it.
What didn't make sense?
Let me tell you something. A lot of the folks we see on TV, a lot of their businesses are not that legit, if we're being honest. The celebrities, y'all think
it's true.
You think her meds and them doing some scamming stuff, which they are.
It's true.
They over here doing it too. Like, that's how you hoard wealth. Like, that's how you exploit folks. Like, I'm curious to see what about it was fraud. But yeah, even when she was trying to explain it in this episode, which we're gonna talk about later, it did make sense for her to get so upset that quick. Why am I getting so much backlash? That's what Angela should have said.
Why am I getting
That's what Angela should have said. Why am I getting so much backlash?
But also too, I know we're gonna get into it, but also too, I did feel like, okay, if I was Brit, I'd get agitated too, in the sense that, okay, why y'all acting like y'all wasn't there to hear what that lady was saying about my business though? Like, that would agitate me. But we're gonna get there soon. But anyway, so make a long story short, I think this is more because there will that gets me every time. There's a video, I think Kempire posted this last year. I'm trying to find it, but Kempire had posted okay, here it is.
I know you're probably tired.
Here it is.
What happened?
Hold on. I just want to post this for more context, because we really didn't see everything. Like, we really didn't see everything from the salon. This is what Kempire had posted. Shout out to Kempire. We always cite our sources, child. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. What is this? Well, what the fuck is
you a
going
robot
on?
child? Like,
oh my God. Select two objects that same shape. I don't know.
She said, complete this puzzle. One of these things is not like the other.
Girl. Accusing me of being a robot. That's crazy.
Said, Who is this
hoe? Okay, hold on. Is it not playing the sound? Oh, there it is.
What happened at Kenya Moore Hair Spa's grand opening. But now video footage, receipts are dropping, and we're seeing what was on at least one of the poster boards that Kenya premiered at her grand opening. If you've been under a rock, I'll give you a quick synopsis. So Brittany Eady is accusing Kenya Moore of posting a specific statement that Kenya Moore had at her being accused of. Allegedly, this is one of the poster boards that Kenya Moore had at her grand opening. You see it says insurance fraud hoe, but we can't see what's behind here, which does look like photos. Someone said that's a piece.
Brittany does escort. There's an IG who put her emails out on Dash. She charged $1,400 for an appointment. You not only a hoe, you a hoe. You all covers the magazines, being the side, and you covers of every magazine. You all know all this, okay? You over here on Snapchat. Gotti was like, Snapchat me like pussy, and you did. I shared with her that I have been struggling. I have been struggling in this salon to get people in these seats. So I'm glad all of you are.
Some might say this vindicates Kenya Moore, especially.
I don't know who the son might be, but shout out to Kim Fire. Shout out to Kim Fire for his journalism work. Okay.
Baby, the Action News 5 voice jumped in.
Okay.
Some
might say we not part. But did you hear what she said? Yo, Gotti told you to Snapchat him that pussy, and you did. I'm sorry.
Think about was the icon from R&B Divas. That's low. That's low. Like with them black ass comes and the black ass knees. Thank you and good night. That's what Kenya should have said, but to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But so there was some stuff that was in there that she was charging $1,400 for a session.
And currently, she was saying she was currently escorting. Friend.
$1,400? You know, that's middle class, I think. Is it for an hour appointment? So let me tell y'all something. The heterosexual rates are way higher than the gay rates. Because you can go on Jack and get that for $140. So she up there. She charged $1,400 a session. Shout out to her. She's more than just a good neighbor. Ain't that what King said?
Kenya definitely said, I heard you're more than a good neighbor, which tells me, you know what? Which tells me Kenya Ben had that tea on that girl.
She did.
Which tells me, again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Some people try to gaslight, acting as if when Kenya was asking that girl about her ring, it wasn't shade, it was light shade. Kenya was being funny. Kenya knows how to do just enough to where people will be like, well, what did she say? She knows how to do just enough. The problem with Brit is Brit don't know how to read. You cannot, that honestly should be a requirement before you get on Real Housewives of Atlanta. We need to put you through the school of Nene Leakes of reading.
I think the problem is they think they are in the school with Nene Leakes because they've seen the show. And this is not just exclusive to this show, but also Drag Race. I know some of y'all might not watch it, but there's this thing happening where people who grew up watching these shows, fans of the shows, get on. Like, I don't think I would do that good on Housewives if I was on there, because I'll be reciting everything.
Me neither.
I'll be a fan. I'll be saying the same. I'll be quoting Nene Leakes. I'll be quoting all these folks. You would
be like Sweet Tea. You'd be like Sweet Tea on Married to Medicine, who said, you're a non-motherfucking fact. You say that to Quad, girl.
He went back. And then called Quad a Beverly Hillbilly. I was like, oh no.
I ain't gonna hold you. That was funny. Not gonna hold you. That was funny to me.
A Beverly Hillbilly is coming from Sweet Tea, who is a country bumpkin.
Listen.
That's why I didn't hear. You're a Beverly Hillbilly. I was like, girl, are you okay? And I like Sweet Tea. She followed me on Instagram. I really want to just help Sweet Tea get
me too. Because I don't hate Sweet Tea. I just feel like she don't know how to read. She misses social cues. I actually kind of feel like she. Let me not say that because people are going.
No. But girl, we're gonna be on TikTok. You gonna make me lose my license. I'm gonna lose my insurance license. You wasn't there when we go to the Queen of Waffle shop. You say you wasn't there, honey. You wasn't there. That shit made no sense. How something like that make you lose your license? Baby, Angela had the Medea glasses on. She said, in what case? Baby, Angela had, she turned around.
Wait, we gonna get to Netta in a moment.
Not matter. Child, your
So
house is
good.
ready.
I just want sweet tea. I want better for sweet tea. I want better for Brit. I feel like her and sweet tea are kind of in the same lane where we need y'all to learn how to read. There's a difference between reading and just reacting, like being emotional, reacting and just saying, because if you're just reacting and being emotional, that's where pistols comes from.
Yeah.
Because
And
you didn't
also-
know how. Go ahead.
Also, these folks, like, reading is a ballroom queer thing. So
Mhm.
you have a lot of these folks trying to emulate that stuff, and it's too much seasoning. It's supposed to be very light and fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be that. And even Nene overdoes it sometimes to love her down, but the gays have accepted her. But it's supposed to be very light.
Yeah.
Very light and very fun. Everything's not supposed to be man. I'm like boom, cop. Everything is
Right.
not that. It's supposed to be very. That's why I loved and enjoyed Quad when she was on the reunion, how she never raised her voice, she never got loud. That's why Nene won when it came to her reading Claudia, because she said nothing. Like, that's how it's supposed to be, very subtle.
Claudia ate her up. No, Claudia ate her up.
I do not think Claudia ate
You
her
don't
up.
think Claudia ate Nene
No,
up?
ma'am, absolutely not. Because nobody's quoting what Claudia said.
That's true.
Nobody quotes that.
That's true.
It just didn't flow right. It didn't flow. Like how she said, what's wrong with the Bob? When somebody's reading you, you don't ask something wrong with that. Like,
yeah.
bro,
And Nene was like,
that's what I'm saying. Somebody call you a peasant. What's wrong with being a peasant? Hello, girl. If you have to ask, you've already lost.
yep.
You've lost the plot. So yeah, I think that
when Kenya was stuttering to get that peasant line out, I'd be like, Queens, don't stutter. Get your line out.
Baby. And she should have been ready, like she was ready for what's name. I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
There was things that Brit should have said.
Yeah.
But like you said, she doesn't know. Angela got it.
Yep.
Shamina, because your nose is up ass.
Mhm.
Like, that's what you do. You go back and forth. And Shamina or Angela, neither one of them lost. It was just a cute.
Yeah, it was cute.
It
You
was
had Portia come in when Shamia was like, we need some glue for, Angela's LaToya Jackson nose, and Portia came in, he. Housewives, that is Housewives of Atlanta, not pistols and corn. No. Reading a bitch down, that is Housewives of Atlanta, having fun. Housewives of Atlanta, not pistols and porn. No. That is the difference. We have to separate the difference.
Why do you think Brit responded? Why do you think Brit responded? Like, the fact that Brit responded and said something, because the tea was when we did our live and people were taking the screen recordings and posting on TikTok, the conversation was brewing.
Yep.
Brit wasn't saying anything until Ming started to say, well, that's not true. One thing about somebody not gonna say it in the moment, but the moment you start telling a lie to a person who was a victim of what you lying about, they're gonna come out and say something. Well, actually, are you going to ruin this moment? I absolutely have to. Like, and she did.
Yeah. I think that who do you think? Who you asking me? Why did I respond? Oh, I think Brit responded because there have been several posts. There have been several posts of. So sorry. There have been several posts of Ming denying it, and it's so funny. My girl Lex P said this today on her video. She said, "Let me tell you something. You can never trust a bitch who says her." She said, "You can never trust a bitch who says her name is Ming Lee and she ain't from China." And I fucking screamed. That was Lex P that said that shit. I fucking screamed. Never trust a bitch who says her name is Ming and she ain't from China. And it's so true. She ate that. It's so true because she went from denying it to then agreeing with what Brit said. She agreed with what Brit said. And not only did she agree with it, she admitted to having corn of that girl in her phone.
Yeah.
Okay. What would be your intentions with that? You were trying to get on the show. What, by any means, you were trying to
with Kenya.
by any means. You were thinking post the salon that there was going to be a scene where Kenya would be reaching out to her girls and you was going to be one of the girls and you was going to get in there. You was at all the events. You know, Kenya was Kenya and somebody else, which we're going to say in a minute, for the members. That's going to be strictly for the members because I'm tired of y'all taking my motherfucking tea. So that's going to be strictly for the members. But basically, you wanted an in, and that was your in, instead of just being a cool ass bitch. Everybody who knows Ming says she's a cool. Everybody says you cool. So just come in and be a cool ass bitch. That is really like, that's Love and Hip Hop. That's Basketball Wives. That's Zeus. Real Housewives of Atlanta. They didn't want, this is NBC. I think people forget. Bravo is under NBC. Yes, this is a reality show, and yes, things might go off the hinges from time to time, but this is an NBC6 show. Okay? This is an NBC Universal show. And one last thing too, before we get into the episode, Lord, I know we done talked so much about this, but I want to go into, and I put this up before, but I'm going to put it up again. I'm going to put it up again because I want people to hear Kenya's words for herself.
I don't really like.
On the show, Kenya says she had a PI. Okay? Brent, are you frozen?
I don't think so. Am I?
Oh, Lord.
Let me, child. She might, because I switched. Oh,
okay. Okay. Hold on.
I'm gonna take a second, but find what you finding.
Some of y'all are asking me, would I audition for Real Housewives of Atlanta? The answer is no. I would not. I would not. I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. Let me tell you why I would not. I know I wouldn't make it on a show like this, cause baby, yeah, I need to probably go to the school of reading too. Because I could easily be Miss Pistols. Like it could easily be that.
I don't see that for you.
You really don't?
I don't see
I've grown. Here's the thing, like, and I say what I say, but I threw a bottle on Love and Hip Hop. But again, this is why I always talk about the things that people don't see. What people did not see was that both of those women were taunting me a lot, especially post one of them throwing the drink at me. A lot of people forget that there was a drink thrown at me first. And then they didn't see that the other two women were taunting me a lot. Another thing they never got to see because it was never aired, that I sincerely apologize, which I'm happy that Brit got that, because a lot of times, like especially in the Love and Hip Hop world, they don't like to facilitate a genuine reconciliation. And so when I apologized, that wasn't aired. And basically cast members were able to move on as if I never apologized, which was not true. And so for me, I feel like sometimes, although I feel like I've grown a lot since then, I do feel like sometimes editing and production can kind of really make you feel like you're crazy.
Yeah.
As if what happened didn't really happen the way it happened because they are airing it a certain way. And that's what I didn't like.
I think I might have to leave the studio and come back.
Yeah, come on in.
Okay, I can leave and come right back.
Yeah. We about to go to the members anyway.
Okay.
Okay. But while Justin does that, I do want to bring this up. Hold on. How do I bring this up, child? Hold on. Oh yeah. I see who y'all are saying in the chat, and honestly, I said it in my last live, and I'll say it again. Anybody who knows about the non-Asian girl and her best friend and her fraud best friend, they know how they get down. Like, they know. Okay. And so that's why I'm like, when Brit says she was being taunted and targeted, I believe her. I don't think that it doesn't mean that all her actions were perfect and that I ride for everything that Brit did. No, I think that she made some mistakes along the way. Absolutely. But Anybody who knows how them girls roll, you know. Okay, where's okay. Okay, you back, Miss Pistols?
Child, listen. My internet got pew pew pew. So I found out what the issue was, but we'll talk about it later.
Okay. So I want to bring back what Kenya had said on the Tamron Hall show. Okay. This is what she said.
You don't know who I am. So I didn't feel like I was being protected, and I took matters into my own hands. I did my research on her. I found a lot of information, especially in the, explicit world, with a few clicks, with people helping me. I did.
Who were those people?
Who
were those people?
Let me say this. It's not uncommon when the housewives find out a new person is going to be on the show, they start doing their research. They start doing their research.
Spill it.
They do that. All of them do it. All of them do it. It's not uncommon.
Yeah.
But not only, this is how I know Kenya hasn't learned her lesson, because saying I take accountability and I apologize or whatever, it doesn't mean anything if it's not followed by action. She's already dealing with the reprimand of Bravo while she's sitting down at Tamron Hall. For her to say she had found explicit pictures she she still feels that she's justified in posting those pictures and finding it, because she sees this as less than.
Yep.
So she hasn't changed, because she said that at the salon, I was getting paid to do, girl, you Lionel, you haven't danced with me all night. Girl, you being paid for that little scene is no different than her taking them $1,400, child. Like, it's just because you had this little bit, you haven't danced with me all night. And you still ain't dancing with nobody. Still ain't dancing. Ken.
I want to dance with somebody.
Really? Like, she's sitting next to Tamron, and let me say this before we go to the members. We're gonna give a little bit. Kenya, this whole situation, Kenya is mad that Brit is playing what Kenya was doing to Portia. Like, what Kenya was, get fired. She was playing, she had her white woman bob on. She has to go. I feel threatened. Brit doing all that. Brit is now doing all of that very thing.
Brit is down to watch what happened live. I was triggered. Yes, Brit.
She keeps saying she's affected my businesses. Oh, girl, the way she hit on that, because her keeps saying that supports. Yep. It's been changed forever. Her life has been changed. She better be glad that Brit didn't file a lawsuit towards Kenya Moore herself, to be honest.
Well, I'm gonna say this, because I've seen people in the comments, especially after this episode, when Brit shares that she had the internet scrubbed, which is let me tell you, to have the internet scrubbed, y'all, that takes time and a lot of money. It takes a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of intention to do that. Okay. So you could say what you want about her, but the fact of the matter is, Brit grew up and she was like, okay, yeah, I got to get rid of all this shit. I'm trying to get married. I'm trying to be serious about my life. Let me scrub the internet of all this shit. And so anyway, she scrubs the internet. We've already established that a non-Chinese woman who has a Chinese name had those photos. We've already established, per the Tamron Hall interview, that Kenya had help of people. It wasn't no damn PI. Okay. But also, let me go back to what Justin said. A lot of y'all will say, oh, she should have just sued, especially after this episode where you see Brit say that a lot of those pictures were from when she was in high school. Let me ask you a question. Because I know we're going to the members, but I'm going to drop this piece of tea on y'all. And I'm going to say allegedly, even though I know can't a bitch do nothing for me for what I'm about to say, why do y'all think Kenya Moore's marriage took so long for things to wrap up? I'm going to give y'all a minute. I'm going to give y'all a couple seconds. Why do y'all think Kenya Moore's marriage, that was what, less than 90 days long, I think? Why did it take almost 5 years to wrap it up?
They eloped.
Right. Think about it. Some people say the man, right? Because that's what she said. That's what she said. This person said money. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. You really think a man who had a shotgun wedding with you,
not at the duplex,
who had a shotgun wedding, you think the man is out here stopping your divorce for 5 years? I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know it was the money. It pays. Like, you have to pay, especially when you have someone who you have a child with and who doesn't want their child on camera. Now, that was something that was very, very there was an intricate detail in their divorce. But baby, if you got the coin, you can wrap that shit up
real quick.
That don't take no 5 years. When you got the coin, come on, Nene. When you got the coin, they'll make it in your size. When you got the coin, they'll wrap that up. Okay. And so let me ask y'all this question. Would y'all sue somebody who you know ain't got the coin? Or would y'all sue an entity who you know not only has the coin, but can hit the person that ain't got the coin where it hurts? The coin.
Well, I'm with you when you're right. Because that makes a lot of sense. Because they would they would try to drag that out. Like,
let's clock that.
And won't be giving anything. So it's just like, that's a win-win.
That's a win-win. That's a win-win. I just want, when y'all watching me and Justin, we just want y'all to be thinkers and really just put 2 and 2 together.
Use your noodle.
Use your noodle. Use your noodle. I'm not going to sit here and sue Kenya Moore for sexual harassment because of what she did with those pictures when Bravo NBC is right there.
And we'll clean it up and get it quickly.
Immediately. So now they want to clean it up. And guess what? Part of them cleaning it up is getting you the fuck out of here. Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. That's what you call playing the game smart. That's what you call playing the game smart. You see, Kenya, from that conversation in the car, she wanted that girl fired. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Kenya wasn't wrong for that. If I'm at work and somebody says they got pistols for me, I want that person fired too. But I'm going to tell you something else. Working in entertainment, I've had people say worse things to me, and I still had to show up and see that person. I've had people say worse things to me in the midst of management, other coworkers, and nothing happened.
Wow.
Nothing happened. Right? Nothing happened until let me go ahead and call my lawyer. Call my lawyer. I'm going to call my lawyer. And that's the thing. Somebody who had to take 5 years to wrap up their marriage that lasted less than 90 days, I am of the belief that that person ain't got the coin for a lawyer who can make that shit go away. Because if Kenya had a dog-ass lawyer, Brit would have been gone.
Yeah.
Period. Would have been gone. Or at the very least, she can't film with me.
Yeah.
She can't film with me. Period. Okay? Yeah. I just want y'all.
Yeah. Do the noodle dance. It makes sense because you're gonna get your check.
Yeah.
And you're also gonna stop her check.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, the time has come.
They said they trying to figure out how to get to the members. Some people joined your membership. I just seen it.
Yeah, well, Justin has a Patreon.
Yeah, I just posted the link. I posted the link again.
Yeah,
but they said they were having problems finding your stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, they were trying to see how to join. We want y'all to join, child.
Hold on. Okay. Justin is King of Reads on Patreon. For me, next to my name, all you have to click is join. Or if you look at all my videos, there's literally a link that says become a member, and you can become a member of my members. But we're going to save the rest of this talk for the members because we definitely have a lot of tea to spill, and I want to go ahead and spill that to my members. And then should anything happen down the line, we can go ahead and spill it back out to the, to everybody else. But I want the members to have this and hold on to this because the members do a good job. I feel like even with your Patreon, I feel like when you put stuff back there, people actually will listen to you and be like, we ain't gonna spill it. We gonna talk about it here. and they don't spill it.
Yeah. My folks, they don't play because they know, because we had one incident a couple years ago and we made some changes. So, but if you're joining my Patreon, do it through the web browser. Do not do it through Apple because Apple charges more. I think that's for anything, to be honest. Like, go through the web browser and join anything. Like, that's even if you sign up for Disney Plus or anybody, go through directly to their website. If you do it through Apple, Apple takes like 30% and they're charging you more. You ever notice if you sign up for something through Apple, it's more than what's being advertised. And that's because Apple charges each and every month for their price.
Crazy.
Yeah. So it's like, girl, go to the web browser and follow the link. It's easy because the Apple makes it easy for you to do it through their stuff. It's just like ding ding. But no, go fill out their stuff.
Yeah.
And save you a couple of dollars if you got it.
Yeah. But on that note, y'all, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna go down to the shout out to the members. We're gonna go down to the members, and we'll see y'all over there. In the meantime, do you want to remind everybody where to follow you, Justin?
You can just follow me on King of Reads. That's everywhere, the King of Reads or King of Reads, and you will be there. Thank you.
I'm the Jessie Woo on every platform, and we'll see y'all in the members.
BBS, I just turned the water on. Big old flex, shit you never saw before.